Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to be doing a full face of KVD Beauty. I have all my products right here ready to go. When KVD started selling at Ulta, I picked up a couple of things here and there, and then I got around to trying one of their complexion products, and I ended up accumulating pretty much enough products for a full face. I don't have a brow product, I don't have a blush, I don't think KVD has a blush anyway, but they recently released an eyeshadow palette, which eyeshadow was kind of like the only thing left that I didn't have. And when I initially saw this palette, this is the KVD Edge of Reality eyeshadow palette. When I initially saw it, I wasn't really that impressed. I just thought it was cute, but I just don't need more eyeshadow. I just really don't. But then Samantha Ravindal reviewed it in one of her recent videos, and I was like, okay, I guess I can pick it up. And I also picked up the eyeshadow primer. Yesterday though, I did do a live stream, so thank you anyone who joined the live stream. It was super fun. But I didn't love this palette. I did use more of the colorful eyeshadows in it, so I'm going to do a more natural look today, but we'll see on how I feel about this eyeshadow palette by the end of the video. But I am going to be doing a full face, and I'm going to be doing check-ins throughout the day so you guys can see how all of these products wear. So the first product I'm going to be using is the KVD True Portrait Foundation. I was definitely more interested in this formula over the Lock-It foundation. The Lock-It foundation just looks way too intense for me. I usually like to go for a lighter coverage. I do have a little bit more blemishes than I usually do. Lately I've been getting quite a few pimples on my chin. I don't really know what it is. This cluster I have been really dealing with for the last few weeks. Every time I feel like I'm getting it in order, it comes back. This foundation has also been on sale at Ulta for quite some time. I don't know if they have intentions of like getting rid of it, but I did get this foundation on sale. And by the way, I am using the shade Medium 042, and it looks like that. It's a bit warm. I think I would have liked a more neutral option, but it ends up not looking too bad. So my favorite way to apply it is with a sponge. I just really like the coverage I get with it. I love the blendability of this foundation. It blends out really easily, like it's blended. I don't find this to be a light coverage foundation. Definitely has a good medium coverage there, and I would even be comfortable not doing concealer with this foundation. That's been my little thing lately, is I haven't been wearing both foundation and concealer. I either do one or the other. But that is one layer of the foundation covering up my little cluster area, my little problem area. So that doesn't look too bad, and honestly I would be very comfortable, you know, going out in public with just that going on. But this is a liquid to powder foundation, so it is good for oily skin, and I do have oily skin. I find nowadays I feel I'm having more normal skin. I'm not getting as oily as I used to, and I think that's because I spent so long treating my skin as if it was dry. Because that's one of those things where they always tell you when you have oily skin, like, don't try and strip your natural oils, leave them be, you know, still wear a moisturizer. And I'm over here really treating my skin like it's dry. Like, I'm using face oils all the time, I'm using cream products all the time. But yeah, I find this foundation to work really well for my skin type, which I believe now is more of a normal oily skin type. But that is the foundation blended into my skin. I am, for the sake of the video, going to add a second layer. Not all over my skin. I'm just going to add like a little bit more on the back of my hand and kind of spot conceal with it. Definitely focusing on my chin area, just so you guys can see how well this foundation builds up. I think this foundation is really great though. I love the texture of it, and it's really thin, which is really good. So I was able to get a little bit more coverage with a second layer in this chin area, but I definitely think in order to get like a full coverage, I am going to have to go in with a little bit of concealer. I'm going to be using the Evio, let me know how to say it in the comments down below, but Evio Beauty Concealer. They did send this to me and I'm wearing the shade C3. I wanted to pick another brand that is also cruelty-free and vegan because KVD is both of those things. I'm actually just taking a brush and I'm going to blend out my concealer in the areas where I did want more coverage. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention about the foundation is the shade range. My phone is on the charger. But look at this shade range. It goes pretty deep. That's very nice. There's quite a few shades. How many total? 40 shades total. That's really inclusive, and not only is it a lot of shades, but it's a lot of like really nicely dispersed shades. I do have a little mini sample size of their translucent powder, their Lock-It setting powder, and this is in the shade Translucent. I don't think that they have another shade of this. I just talked about them being inclusive, but it is a translucent shade. I don't notice it really doing any brightening, so I feel a lot of shade ranges can get use out of it, especially depending on how you're applying it. But I am going to apply underneath of my eyes. Take a little bit of powder under there. I do have the contour, the little contour duo that does come with a like brightening powder. I'm not using that under my eyes just yet. I really did not like how that looked as just an under eye setter. I think as a eye brightener, I think it's nice, but something to set your eyes and make sure the product doesn't move, or, you know, to make sure it looks smooth. It's not, by itself, it does not work, but the Lock-It setting powder is really nice. So now I'm just taking it and dusting it all over my skin. And now I think I'm ready to move on to my eyes. I will do the rest of my face a little bit later, but I am going to go in with the KVD Shake Primer, High Impact Eyeshadow Primer. I love my Urban Decay Primer Potion. Have not found an eyeshadow primer I like more than that, but I don't know where that primer is, and Samantha Ravindal said that she really liked this one, so I'm giving it a shot. I tried it yesterday during my live stream, but I have no clue how this primer wears or anything. Oh gosh, it was like a little funky. I don't really... Okay, I don't know. I don't know if I'm shaking it enough, and then I feel like as soon as I stop shaking, it separates like immediately. It's super duper weird, but I'm working fast. Oh, I have to use the dispenser. Okay, there's like a little button on the bottom. And it's like really, oh gosh, it just fell right. Okay, I need to, okay, I'm back, I'm ready. Oh, dispensing it. No, it keeps falling, jeez. Oh my gosh, I think I got it. This eye primer feels a little oily, but like moisturizing, which I don't mind. I actually kind of like, but it's just, I don't know. I don't know if I'm getting like the right ratio of product whenever I'm using it. Wilma has come, my little princess baby. Love her. I'm now going to go in with the Edge of Reality eyeshadow palette. This eyeshadow palette is fully recyclable, which is really cool. Samantha Ravindal in her video was saying there's not even metal pans where the eyeshadows are. The eyeshadows are just pressed right into the palette, which I think is really cool. No mirror, which, you know, is kind of unnecessary at this point. But I was really bummed out yesterday when I was using this palette because the matte shades in this palette were not really working for me. And my skin tone, they just were a little bit too light. Like this shade I would really never use. This is like a typical light brown eyeshadow for me. So the fact that it's the darkest one in this palette and there's so many other like colors and deep colors to play with, I don't know, it just really like wasn't working for me, but I am going to try. Yesterday I first went in with this shade right here, which was an absolute mistake. It made my eyelid look gray. So yeah, I just wasn't really sure about these eyeshadows for my skin. And then I tried to go in with this one as a transition, not working at all. So I am going to start first with this deeper peachy shade. Okay, this on its own is looking a lot better. So it really could have just been last night, but the fact that I can't use pretty much 3 out of the 5 matte shades in this palette, it's a little discouraging. And I was really considering returning this palette after I used it yesterday. So we'll see if my opinions change today. So yeah, I'm just blending that one shade into my crease. Do these eyeshadows have names? Ugh, I hate that. I believe this shade is Code. I believe it's Code. That's looking really good. I'm glad that is working how I like it to work. I am going to go in with this deep brown now, and I'm going to deepen up the outer corner and the crease with it. I feel like other shadows I use blend right into the other eyeshadows that are already on the eyelid, and I feel like this is a little, I guess it doesn't look super bad, but I just don't know how well these are meshing. It's way better than yesterday though, way better than yesterday. I should have done my eyebrows first so you guys wouldn't have to look at me like this. I'm excited to get into this shade to see what that shade looks like all over the lid. I think that looks gorgeous. Oh, yeah. I love that. I do think I'm going to take this bronzy shade. Oh my, I love that. I love that. I am going to take that shade first, and I'm going to apply it with my finger. And I'm just pressing that into my eyelid, because then I can go ahead and brighten up everything with the other shade. That's so pretty. Okay, now I wish I just had a quad if I'm only gonna like those 4 shades. These eyeshadows, these shimmery eyeshadows, are applying kind of like a powder to cream. And that's sort of how they feel in the pan as well. They feel a bit creamy in the pan. Oh wow, that's really pretty. I'm going to go in with that lighter shade. Let me see if I can figure out the names of those. So Oculus is what I just went in with, and I'm about to go in with the shade Dimension, that one. So I'm about to go in with that. I just want to add it a little bit over top just to bring, oh yeah, just to bring a little bit of brightness on the eyelid. I'm just cleaning up the outer part because I want that to look nice and neat. Oh, I love that. I really like that. Okay. I felt I might like the palette better when I did a more natural look, which kind of bums me out because the reason why this palette was so interesting was for the colors. Truthfully, I really can only see myself using that brown, that like orangey brown, and then these 2 shades right here. Maybe the gold. Let me go ahead and swatch the gold for you. I'm not a big gold person though. Oh wow, this is like a green gold, which those can be cool. So those are what those look like. So I don't know how much I'm going to get of this part on camera, but I am going to go in with the KVD Tattoo Liner. This is probably one of their most famous products. I did back in the day when it was Kat Von D, I did own this eyeliner, and it really was like the best eyeliner. It was up there with the Stila, their Stila liquid liner. They were kind of like, you know, you're either using one or the other. But I did own this one, and it was really good. But I noticed that the formula, I think, is different now. It's not as, I don't want to say long wearing, because it wears really nicely and it applies really nicely. Like, it's a really easy eyeliner to apply and use, but it's not as like smudge proof as it was before. I'm going to do little baby wings as much as I can. Before I get started, I do want to say that the biggest trick I can tell you with eyeliner, coming from someone who struggles to do eyeliner, is really get it in your head that it is not important for your eyeliner to be twins. It is okay if they are sisters or cousins, because the longer you focus on making them perfect, the more eyeliner you're adding. And then at that point, your eyeliner is so huge and you're like way off on what you initially wanted your look to be. So if you can focus on getting your eyeliner to look really nice on either eye, nice and thin, nice and crisp, I definitely think that you're better off focusing on that instead of focusing to make them super even. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do my eyeliner. Okay, I'm going to stop there. I'm going to fix it up a little bit. I'm going to go in with that Evio concealer and sharpen this side up. So I am going to curl my lashes, and then I'm going to use the KVD mascara, which I don't really love, but I'm going to use it for the sake of the video. This is the Go Big or Go Home mascara. You would think it would make my lashes super big, dramatic, like we are wearing falsies. It kind of doesn't. It might add a good amount of volume, but I don't think it really does, and I feel it doesn't really add good length either. I did receive the eyeliner and the mascara as gratis from Ulta when I was working there. It was just like, you know, like little gift to the employees. But yeah, I don't think I would consider purchasing this mascara. This mascara is about 3 months old though, and I am noticing it's applying a little bit better now than when it first did, which is kind of normal of mascaras. They kind of thicken up, like the formula thickens up a little bit. Maybe that's what I'm noticing right now, because it's not looking too bad. I definitely am going to have to go in with my lash separator though. So let me go ahead and separate my lashes. This is my Ulta Beauty lash separator. Alright, actually, these don't look too bad. I remember really not liking this mascara initially, but it's not looking too bad right now. Would I go out of my way to like recommend it though? I don't think so. I am going to go into the KVD Shade and Light Contour. I think I just did whatever the medium one was. The top shade is Lyric, and then this one is Shadow Play. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the contour bronzer shade. I don't like to contour. I really just like warming up my skin. And this shade does have a little bit of warmth in it, so that's just what I'm going to do with this product. I don't think I want to use this brush. I am going to go in with the Real Techniques Light Layer Blush. It's like a little angled brush. But I'm going to work this product on my cheek. I am applying it a little bit higher than I usually do. I saw a TikTok of this girl doing that, and it looked really flattering on her, so I wanted to try it. And taking it on my forehead. But yeah, they do have the larger KVD contour palette. I'm sure you guys have seen before, the Shade and Light palette. I wasn't interested in that one just because I knew I wouldn't use it. I like that this one is nice and compact, comes with a lighter shade to do a little bit of like brightening, highlighting kind of thing. So that's what I ended up going with. I don't mind the formula of the contour bronzer type shade. I don't love the formula of the highlighter. I am going to apply a little bit, like really trying to tap off my brush here. I'm going to apply a little bit underneath my eyes, but the few times I've worn this powder underneath my eyes, it looks kind of crepey and textured, so I don't really love it. I am just applying it under here a little bit just to see. I'm gonna apply a little bit on my nose to brighten up my nose. I don't have a highlighter. I probably won't use one. I'll probably just set my skin, get that dew back that way. But yeah, that is what those shades look like on me. Personally, I would like to do a darker little bronzer contour, but I don't think that this looks bad on me. If you have a little bit of a lighter complexion than me, I think that this would work for you. And I think that if you are my shade and you don't want anything super intense, I think that this would, you know, work well for you. Going in with another vegan, cruelty-free blush option here, since like I said earlier, I don't have a blush from KVD. This is the Tarte blush, Tarte Amazonian Clay blush in the shade Seduce. I'm just applying a little bit of blush to my cheeks, just for some color. I'm really liking how all of this is coming together. I am going to go in with this lighter brown shade, peachy brown shade, and I'm going to run that along my lower lash line. The final step is going to be lipstick. I have the KVD Studded Kiss Cream Lipstick in OG Lolita. This ends up showing pretty pink on me, but I really like the color. It's very flattering. The smell of this lipstick is so yummy. It smells so good, kind of like cake. I am going to eat after this though, so I don't really plan on the lipstick lasting. That's so cute. That is such a cute color. I would be nothing without my Urban Decay All Nighter, so I'm going to spritz a little bit of that on my skin. So that is the final look. I really love how everything looks. I don't have any negative feelings towards anything, and I don't really think I'm expecting anything to fail on me. So we will see how everything looks in a few hours. I'll check back in later, and then I'll check back in later tonight too. So you guys will get a couple of check-ins this time. But yeah, the completed look, I think everything looks beautiful, super nice and smooth. Really, this is like a little bit more glam with the eyeliner for me, but everything looks so good. I'm really happy with it. Hi everyone, I'm here for my first check-in. It's been about 5 hours since I've had this makeup on, and I forgot to tell you guys what time it was when I stopped filming earlier, but it was around 11, so we'll say 11, and right now it's 4, so it's been about 5 hours, and I think everything looks pretty good. Actually, let me go grab a mirror. My skin really isn't all that oily, which is cool. Usually I will get pretty oily around this time, and I'm not really noticing anything concerning. Sometimes I'll get like super duper oily over here, and I have noticed with the KVD True Portrait foundation that sometimes I will get a little bit, I haven't really noticed any separation, but I feel if, you know, maybe it's wearing for a little bit too long, I could get some separation over in this forehead area, but as of right now, everything is looking really good. I am noticing a little bit of creasing on my eyes, which, you know, I could definitely fix, but I do know that my Urban Decay Primer Potion really does not do that to me. So yeah, am I in love with this primer? No, but I'm also not really loving the eyeshadow palette anyway. I think the look that I created was really cute, but I could literally create this look in any other eyeshadow palette that I have. Overall though, I think the skin looks so good. Oh, I have a little bit of mascara flaking under here, but other than that, the lashes even look good. They're still nice and upright. No smudging on the eyeliner, which is nice. The cheek products, even though the blush isn't from KVD, my blush is still looking really nice and intense, which the foundation does play a role in that. And I feel the bronzer contour kind of product does still look really good too. No noticeable creasing around my smile lines, which is really cool, and no creasing in between my nose, or not in between my nose, but like on the outsides of my nose. No creasing there. I did have to touch up my lip earlier after I ate my like brunch. We ate at like 11:30. I did have to touch up my lip, but I touched up my lip like several hours ago, like around 12 or 12:30, and looking pretty good. I've been drinking water, doing like some light snacking, and honestly looks pretty good. It is 7 o'clock now, so I've had the makeup on for about 8 hours, and this looks pretty good. I pretty much look exactly the way that I looked this morning, I feel like, aside from I do have some pretty obvious creasing going on, which I usually am fine blending that back into place, but you know, a lot of the intensity is gone now, which sometimes happens with eyeshadow and sometimes it doesn't. I'd say I'm not super into this eyeshadow primer or the eyeshadow palette. I probably will end up returning these. Honestly, I just can't see myself using them again. The KVD True Portrait Foundation though is really nice. I'm actually like really pleased with how everything is looking on my face. I do have, you know, quite a bit of oiliness over here, but that's pretty much as expected. I feel like my cheek products are still looking really good and not textured or anything. Really not any like super noticeable creasing either around my mouth or around my nose. A little bit over here, but yeah, all of that is looking really, really good. Eyeliner is still looking good, but since I'm about to take my makeup off, I'll show you anyway. Oh well, that wasn't like as bad. I guess I'm just making up stories now. I don't know, I just feel like the eyeliner used to be like really like a tattoo liner. But I mean, it's held up well, so you know, it is what it is. There's a large variety of eyeliners for you to choose from. The KVD one isn't bad. I just remember it being a little better when I had first tried it. Mascara is looking good, although I don't really recommend it. Even right now, I still don't think it looks the best. I really prefer like the look of my Tarte Man-Eater mascara. I just feel like this looks a little chunky and I don't know, not looking the best. And the lip product, I really love this lipstick. I would consider getting this lipstick in other shades. I think the formula is great and I love the way that it smells. But that is it for today's video, a full face of KVD Beauty. Thank you guys for watching and also just putting up with these, you know, last few weeks of me not posting any beauty content. Hopefully, fingers crossed, this video is making it through and you're sitting and watching it right now. But I feel I am ready to be back and hopefully this video worked out. But yeah, that is it from me today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you aren't already subscribed, definitely go ahead and do so and hopefully I see you next time.